Where we at? Where we at? Yeah. Camera crew in the house. Happy Friday.
What is happening? Hello, people. We're continuing our summer series here with a new hormone or drug or something to talk about. That's science-y.
Science. It's science.
Cortisol will be the topic of today.
Cortisol. Who's she? Your aunt?
I was like, it's a food additive. It's good.
Just sprinkle a little cortisol on it. You'll be fine. Just sprinkle a little on there.
Does anybody have any extra cortisol? Yeah. I got some.
What's up, Jennifer? She's on the gram. M probably in the airport right now.
Probably.
You in the airport?
No, she's hanging out with her family.
No, she's on her way back
She's
today.
on her way back, bro.
She's on the trek.
Yeah.
I don't
Comes
know
back
where she's
tonight.
at. It's going to be a
back
long
tonight.
day of travel, though.
Yeah, she comes back tonight.
Yeah.
Is it a direct flight?
Yeah, I think so. I
would
don't know.
hope so, right? Like one.
Let me think. No,
No, she's.
it's
eating.
not.
She's
Chicago?
eating. She just says no. I'm eating.
Where do you fly to?
Bread, a lot of it.
Of it.
I cannot wait for you to come here, and we're going to just throw it down like, like we're on death row.
She's been throwing it down like that.
And then, I know she has, but I have too. So me and her are like, even though we're not together, we've been in this together. So when she gets back, I figure, we'll probably throw it down some. I don't know. I was just looking at Chris and John's Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I love looking at they have the prettiest Instagram page, and I am starving every time I look at it. Even if you were not hungry before, you will be hungry watching that. Great food.
I walked in it, throw it down. Yeah.
Her flight straight
That's right.
home, no stops.
Sweet.
Cool. Good for you.
I'm ready for a cheat meal.
I'm ready for a cheat meal. I love it.
What?
I thought you.
What's up, Sasha? Thanks for joining. I don't know who Sasha is, but what up?
Sasha Fedorak, 2121.
Cool.
What's happening?
Cool. Well, I'm one of your hosts, Casey.
I am Kadimah.
Thank you
Also one of
guys.
your hosts.
Thank you for being with us today. Today we're going to keep this trend going on. We've been talking about some, supplements that we can get into, but today we're going to talk about cortisol. And it's funny that we kind of came back around to this topic because the more I read it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I got this problem. So, it's a good reminder. It's a good reminder to just be less stressed. Just do it. Just be less stressed. Okay? You'll be fine.
What's up, Tyler?
Tyler Stetson, what's up?
Our boys are back.
Yeah. The boys are back. All right. So today we're talking about cortisol. It's a stress hormone in the adrenal glands. They release. It helps us deal with difficult situations. So you've heard the term fight or flight. That panic mode. You see, like, there's been some tragedy, a car accident, and people run and they've got all this adrenaline and they go lift a car off of a person, or you're running to save your life from some sort of emergency. You get that adrenaline dump. You get that burst of energy. It's just like you don't know how it happened. Everybody has experienced this in some time in their life. Yeah, some capacity. Examples of it going on for a long time would probably, for me, be like whenever quarantine first happened. There was like, I was scared. We were sick. The gym closed. We were like, there were so many things, and that stress and panic just kind of continued on for a while, for like a month. It didn't seem to stop until finally I was like, can't do this anymore. Can't hold up with this. But that fight or flight response is kind of what we're going to be talking about today, or that cortisol that is released.
For sure.
to your body.
Kick it off, girl. Kick it off.
We're talking about the stress hormones, so relax. Look, bro, I need that on a shirt, okay? I need that on a shirt for sure.
We just got to get that 80s shirt that all it did to say was relax on it.
Yeah, relax.
Hey, relax.
Hey,
Go
chill.
do it.
Chill. I need like a tattoo across my arm that says chill or something.
No, that's Emily. That's
Well,
Emily
hers
says
is
that.
like chill.
But
Mine
she
is-
needs to also chill.
Yeah, hers just needs to say stop being hyper. Chill. Yeah.
Or high strung.
Yeah.
You know, whatever
Yeah.
terminology we
What's up,
use.
Trent? Jojo?
She said I got 3 on the shirt.
Gotcha. Sweet.
I want one.
We're just giving away things. We're just, yep. Anything you want to send us, go ahead. We'll wear it. We'll sport it. We'll rep it. Oh, she can make them. Here we go. I'm going to have a whole clothing line here next week. So over time, high cortisol levels can lead to an array of issues, but some of them are weight gain. Oh my gosh. I bet everybody is like, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. So high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, insomnia, which is interesting because now we're affecting sleep as well. So that's double, a double kill for weight loss, right? We need both of those things happening. Difficulty sleeping, mood irregularities, and low energy levels. I'm like, how many boxes can I check there? Quite a few. So there are some serious things that can happen from having high. What did he say?
Yes. I'm going to.
What?
He says, Casey today is advocating chill or relax being something that actually calms a woman down.
No, it's a good reminder. When we remind ourselves of that, it's okay. If you remind us of that, you're in trouble.
Hey, chill.
Don't start
Goodness.
with me.
You got to chill.
See? See how that works? Take notes. Take notes for your relationships. So what happens, what are some things that can happen whenever your cortisol levels are too high for too long? Been a lot of different studies, shown a lot of different things.
Heartburn, nausea, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
I think that's Pepto-Bismol.
I feel like it's the same thing. So, no, seriously. Like, if you have long-term, like, high levels of cortisol, it'd be high blood pressure, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, and other type of chronic related issues. Weight gain, we talked about lack of energy. It can also just completely interfere with your sleep hormones, right? Or with the hormones that you need that are released when you sleep to help your body recover and repair. So now you're dealing with, you can't repair from the damage that your body went through physically, whether it was through the stresses of the day, the mental part of that. And one of the things that I notice is difficulty concentrating, or you having brain fog. I would say this happens to us quite a bit, actually.
It happens a lot. Part of this is because, and we'll talk about some sleep, things. We've had shows on sleep before, so if you've watched those, some of this will be repetitive, but having that same time that you go to sleep and same time that you wake up, how long has it been for you since your schedule has allowed you to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, at least 5, we'll say work days, which is typically a 5-day week. Ours is 6. So 5 to 6 days a week. How long has it been since you've had the same wake up routine, go to sleep routine?
I mean, I'm trying not to be too analytical here, but I guess pretty close. I would say 80% of the time.
Okay, but how long?
Oh.
Has it been since you've had that? Oh, you're saying that right now you go to bed and wake up at 80% of the time the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say in the last couple years, and even when we had to, I'm trying to think of let's say circa 2015 when we started. There was no way to do it because we were fluctuating morning and nights.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a routine. The routine was no routine.
That was
Let's
bad.
say you fast forward 2 or 3 years later where you're doing majority of this certain times. I would say at least 2 years. Let's just
Yeah.
say 2 years, 2 to 3 years of a consistent routine
That's good.
during the weekdays. The weekend becomes just a little bit harder.
Sure. I think that's everybody.
So,
Yeah. Everything can be wrong with your heart. Will eventually make me wrong with heart, bad sleep, and everything related to that. Hold on. Slower healing, increased scarring, slower learning, and most importantly, a decrease to forming long-term memories. Acne, despite all your lethargy, you are still full of rage, less emotional control. Yeah. Word, Stetson. Word. What's up, Ray? On the gram. So elevated cortisol levels can also have more serious effects, such as overactivity, or from overactivity, such as cancer. So, the C word is like, a part of me is like, okay, it's like deodorant leads to cancer, cell phones lead to cancer, but I mean, it's kind of like, okay, well, like everything's going to give you cancer at some point. For me, that all of that falls back on, all of that falls back on, or not all of it, but a lot of it falls back on diet, which diet does come into play with cortisol levels as well. So, but chronic stress, and then there's also, if you've done like hormonal therapy, that's also another reason that your cortisol could be high. So, for whatever reason, you have hormonal issues, hormonal imbalance, then this could be contributing. Or I would imagine, like, if you used hormones to help you get pregnant at some point in time, then that could also have increased your cortisol levels as well. Obviously, we just play doctors on TV. We're not doctors, but we do know some stuff.
Yeah.
And if you are questioning whether, some of these symptoms sound like you, or you're like, oh, wow, I have hormonal issues, or I've got this, or I've done this, and never really checked into that, then obviously go to your healthcare provider. Talk to them about it. Tell them you watch this amazing show. Give them the link. You can show them where to find us.
Tell them to send it everywhere.
That's right.
And promote it in their office for free.
That's right. So
that's the only way, though, that they'll help you. By the way,
yeah, you have to do those steps.
You have to do all that stuff first.
Yes. So getting the right amount of sleep is crucial, right? And we've talked about sleep before, but creating a solid bedtime routine, having, turning the lights off, making sure you're not on your phone before bed. Bro, you hear me? Yeah. Okay. You should have a dark room, avoid nicotine and alcohol, which is crazy. Like, if you are I have a drink every night before you go to bed kind of person, you are affecting your sleep. And I am living, walking, breathing proof of that. I sleep so much better if I have not had anything to drink, as opposed to having a drink or two before bed, for sure.
You can't actually go in REM sleep until the alcohol clears your system, so that's why. So if you went to bed at a reasonable hour of 9 o'clock or whatever the hour is, but you had 2 drinks, even if you're not buzzed or whatever it is, your body has to process the alcohol before to allow you to get into a deep sleep, which is where all that hormones and good stuff takes process. So you may not go to sleep for, I think, what is it, an ounce is processed an hour of alcohol? Something like that?
I don't know how long it takes you to process each ounce, actually.
So I think that's one of the things, like an ounce of, I think every hour you process an ounce or something like that.
I'm sure it has to do with how much sugar is in each of the drinks, too. I would imagine, if you got really nerdy about it, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but it takes time to process that. So if you went to bed at 9 and you have to get up at 6 and you had 3 or 4 drinks, you really didn't sleep until 12, right? And then had to get up at 6, so you got 6 hours of sleep instead of whatever you're trying to get before. whole thing is that it does affect your sleep greatly, greatly.
Yeah. So let's talk about over-exercising. There's really only one person on the show right now that I need to have this discussion with. Well, maybe two.
Who?
I'm just kidding. Maybe you.
You looking at me?
Yeah, maybe you.
Oh, okay.
No, you want to exercise, but don't exercise like Emily. Okay?
And for all those who don't know Emily, she's a competitive athlete, and working out as a competitive athlete means you work out a lot.
A lot.
And in order to do that balance, you have to be maintaining other areas of your life, which means controlling more of the variables that we're talking about in terms of your phone, your water intake, and all these other factors, putting good foods into your body so that you can maximize your sleep and etc.
Yeah. So you do want to exercise. Exercise is proven to reduce stress. It helps you deal with stress at a better level, right? It helps your mood to be better, happier, lighter. It actually your cortisol level increases directly after exercise, and then lowers around 2 hours after you have exercised. So if you are a nighttime exercise person and you are exercising and then trying to go home and go right to bed, that is sometimes difficult because you have endorphins, right? Yeah. You have energy, you have you feel better after you exercise. So if you can get something in the morning, if you're an evening exercise person, whether it's 15 minutes of cardio or something before you get in the shower, then that might help you have a little bit of burst of energy throughout the day. Obviously, a lot of this is mindfulness. So learning to recognize stress thinking, which is something that I definitely have to work on all the time. Especially since, I don't know, opening the gym, I think, was probably whenever you're just like in survival mode, like shifts and kid and work and home and all the things, right? So practicing mindfulness, which is such an amazing practice. If you don't do any sort of journaling or writing or meditation or quiet, sitting and just being with yourself and your thoughts, it's really a beautiful practice. So that does help a lot to reduce stress.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think of mindfulness also as journaling, or it can be part of mindfulness, because sometimes you need to, I journal every day, but journaling allows me to really think through my thoughts and get them down, and I can become mindful about actually what I feel. So it took a while to understand this, and I probably started journaling, 3 or 4 years ago, consistently. I journal every once in a while, but consistently every day I journal, and I put down what I'm feeling, and I put down what is bothering me, and I have dialogue and conversation and talking from a spiritual perspective in that process. And so it helps me to get down to the deepest parts to understand exactly where I'm feeling and where it's coming from. Because if I'm just thinking in my mind, like, I should kind of, why am I feeling this way? It does not get down to the nitty gritty for me. So that's something that I do to practice mindfulness.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really good. Having that visual too, and sometimes you start going in circles in your mind as well. Like you may mention the issue, and then it just kind of keeps cycling through that same thing, or different variations of endings or possibilities for that thing. So when you're writing it down, it does help make things a little bit more clear as far as seeing it, getting to some sort of conclusion rather than circling in your brain.
It's an internal process that helps you sort and prioritize your thoughts for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the jam. It's the business.
Deep breathing.
That's a real thing. So I use this meditation app called Calm, and every 2 weeks, I think, they go through some sort of breathing because you do there's this thing called the daily calm. So that's your daily meditation time. It's quick. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. You can do other meditation series or whatever, but there's some sort of different practice in there. And I hadn't done too much breathing besides Wim Hof.
Yep.
Wim Hof breathing, if you are not familiar with that, super interesting. Definitely look into that if that's your thing. It helps increase the blood flow, get your brain working, mind right. Also helps you to just calm down and be kind of at peace with yourself. So another interesting breathing technique. But there is deep breathing is going to stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, and it really helps you to just chill out and be present in the moment. Like typically we're living in our future or in our past. You're basing decisions based off of things that have happened to you in the past or anticipation of what's going to happen to you next. So meditation and breathing exercises are a great way to lower those cortisol levels and help you be present in that moment.
Yep.
Okay. But do you want to read that out loud?
Which one?
His comment?
Yeah. Cortisol specifically hits the lowest levels of brain and deals with the RAS and fight or flight. So anything with that part of the brain, breathing, heart, automated systems will hit hard. And anything, gotta scroll up here. And anything that hits those systems will change cortisol levels. Take Maslow's hierarchy of needs, lowest tier. Basically, anything that hits that foundation destroys the rest of the foundation through cortisol. And without that foundation, anything in the above is harder or impossible. Breathing helps because anything that helps heal that part of your foundation reduces cortisol. Taking control and being mindful of those automated systems reduce cortisol. You repair what is damaged.
What damage is done.
Yeah, you repair what damage is done.
Yeah, your body is smart, right? Your body can heal itself. You hear about things all the time of people changing their diet and they're cured of some disease or of cancer or of something because they, just changed what they were putting in their body. Meditation or breathing or visualization, prayer, like whatever stories you have heard, we have all heard them, right? It's a real thing. So thanks for sharing that, Stetson.
Yeah,
very
appreciate
cool.
that. The cool thing about this, the rest of these things that we have on the list, or most of them are things we talk about consistently, or in some other capacity though, right? It shows really cool how everything kind of works as a system together. But having fun and laughing, right, will help to keep cortisol levels down. Maintaining healthy relationships with family and friends can lead or add stress, right? And so trying to find those relationships and then learning how to love and forgive and manage conflict will be better for your emotional health as well.
Yeah, so actually dealing with guilt is a great way to reduce, maybe not initially reduce it, but that may look like therapy or counseling for you, or some sort of process or help to kind of deal with some past guilt. Guilt is, man, it's a tricky one. You feel it all the time. Anybody that's ever felt guilty for something or a period of time, or it will just eat away at you. So those psychological kind of things have a big impact on this as well. Taking care of a pet has proven to reduce cortisol levels. So
doesn't even have to be your pet though.
Yeah,
it's a good try.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know you were going to be here today, Shane. Just kidding. But you see like emotional support animals, and not even that, like just if you have an animal that you can love on and take care of, then you have that companionship, then, it's just like everybody needs a little peace, love, okay? A little peace, love, joy. Yeah. Be your best self. I think we preach this all the time. Do your best. Try your hardest. Be your best. Do the best you can. It is going to help you have purpose, give you habits, discipline, give you the things in life, forgive others. Like, be a good human. Like, just do your best to be a good human. I feel like this is like a Mother Teresa speech.
Kind of is, but I mean, that's good that we need it. We
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
Tend to your spirituality. So if you have some sort of spiritual inclination, developing your faith and participating in that, participating in prayer, can help manage cortisol. Whether you're spiritual or not, performing acts of kindness for others, if you just serve someone, there's just something about the power of serving someone that helps, or giving a gift. Man, I love to give gifts, especially ones that I've really thought about. And I'm like, oh, they have no idea. They have no idea. And I'm just jumping for joy to give it to them because they have no idea.
That's
And there's
sweet.
something so good about that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I love surprising people, but no one around me likes to be surprised. What's up, Ben?
Understand that mistakes are part of your testimony in life. Learn from it and keep striving to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It takes a lot,
Yes.
though. It does.
It does.
Because sometimes, and this is maybe where counseling and other things come in, but where you're trying to forgive yourself, but you don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point, you need some professional help.
Yep.
Right? And I would recommend this for anybody who has never undergone counseling. And some people kind of push it away because there's such, and we did an episode with Corey Fentress, who's a licensed practitioner. So to go back on this, especially when we're talking about stresses, I recommend everyone go see a counselor.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised what is uncovered and what things that you did not know you were harnessing and holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
No brainer here. Let's talk about diet, right? Eat a nutritious diet.
It means eat pizza, burritos, and
Yeah, I was
nachos
like,
only.
So that barbecue and cookies and homemade ice cream and watermelon and
Watermelon was
potato
great.
salad
The watermelon was
and,
great.
and
Depends on what was in the potato
whiskey,
salad. The whiskey
lots
was
of
not good.
mayonnaise. Lots of mayonnaise.
Was it homemade mayonnaise?
No. Ritz crackers. What else did I eat? A lot.
It was just that was a blip on the radar. Just a little blip.
It was a blip. But obviously cleaning up your diet is going to help. There's a huge relation to gut health and everything else in your body, right? And I've been starting to look at this a little bit more as I have always had gut issues and have been taking probiotics and things like that now to help with that. So anyways, supplements.
Which is the next topic.
Yeah, supplements. So fish oil is also going to help reduce cortisol, and ashwagandha. I have actually taken, it's funny, I've actually taken ashwagandha before for gut health. Now, what I researched on that supplement was that you're not supposed to take it forever. You're supposed to take it for no longer than 3 months and then give your body a chance, sort of like melatonin, give your body a chance to detox and clear that out. And then you can begin taking it again. Not like it's not addictive or anything, it's natural, but there's not enough research still to know what the long-term effects of taking ashwagandha are. So that's a little bit of, uncertainty about that, the long-term effects of that product anyways. But it also helps with gut health.
Of course it does.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually learned that from Natalie Vaughn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's super
She's on it.
smart, man.
She's on it.
She knows a lot about this stuff, so it's really cool. So we know cortisol is released in times of stress, fight or flight. We've all been stressed out this past couple of years. It's weird to say that. It's been a couple of years. It's been like a year and a half, right?
Do we still count now as that?
Yeah, I mean,
for a lot of people still.
yeah.
And
like it's,
I always forget that not every place is here.
Right.
You know, like there's still
It's-
places that are still locked down, etc.
Yeah, like wearing masks everywhere, and that. I don't know, but I don't think California kids are still back in school.
Well, I mean, it's summer now, I think.
Or I mean, like they didn't go back though this whole year, and I don't
I
know
don't
if
think
they're
they
going
did.
back next year.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I forgot for a moment that it was summer, actually.
You did?
Killing it. So obviously, try those things out. If you are considering that you may have an issue with this, a more serious issue with this, bring it up to your doctor. It's worth asking about. And then obviously you can follow protocol as far as everything else, but interesting stuff, interesting series of some, hormones and supplements and all the good. And peace to the world.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So I feel like this show has been like a Mother Teresa. Be kind to one
Nothing
another.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Say your prayers.
We'll continue talking about some of this stuff and just kind of being, as we uncover more information about this and learn, we're learning with you guys on this process. We know, and we're always going to head in the direction of, hey, clean up your diet, start to exercise regularly, get some sleep, drink some water, etc., and proclaim that that's all the world's problems. But as we're uncovering different things, it seems to be a lot of supportive answers to some of these occurring things in our environment. So we're just going to keep exploring. So we hope you join us next week. We'll be covering another topic. We don't know what that is yet, unless you've already decided what it is. No. We don't know what it is yet, but it's probably going to be interesting. And I mean probably because we hope that it is. So, cut with the best promo ever for next week. If you like this information, please share.
Yeah.
Please share it. It'll also be on YouTube, uploaded this afternoon. That way you can watch it again. Don't have to go necessarily to our Facebook page and scroll until you find it.
I am Casey.
I am Kadimah.
Thank you,
we
guys.
will see you next week.
See yas.